Afternoon, sir. Hello, Sir Juan from S.A.W Construction Sdn Bhd.
Yeah.
MC.
Alright, thank you. Okay, sir. This the document for the upcoming project, and today I want to start with it.
Okay, maybe you can brief about this document first.
Sure.
Hi, I am Nurka Marina binti Muhammad Zulkifli. I will explain about evaluation of client requirement and facilities. So here, I will explain client requirement as detailed in tender document. In a tender document, we are already stated about our background, company, scope of work, and all related to our company. Before we start project, we need to have a security quality for tender, need to provide an insurance for worker, set a KWSP for them, do a registration, employee application form, and so on. So, based on a site visit report, we need to mention a parties who is involved in this project and has a list of local authorities for planning, body regulation, and existing services location. We also need to have a list of plant and machinery that we will use for this project, followed by the work at site, and we need to list of subcontractor followed by their measure of work. For availability of material, is need to check based on the basic material needed for the construction, and the material supplier need to locate near the construction job site. We also need to know about nature of site or topography, such as location of site, the condition of soil, what are relative to site, facilities, area, and others. Other than that, contractor need to get an existing services, where contractor must request permission to resume operation like water, electricity, drains, manhole, telegraph poles, and so on. For the site space, contractor may need to provide site equipment such as fabric dump area, barbending workstation, cuthouse, site office, material storage, workers settlement area, office accommodation for client, water for the works, and so on. So, for the site space requirements, refer to the site layout for the site requirement purpose arrangement. Security has been on site during the construction piece will be provided at the site entrance at all time while site is operational. Next, provision of hoarding around the site area and site lighting will be provided across the site. On site access, we need to plan and make sure a good movement of plant and equipment to site. For the temporary road, we have specific site requirement which is allocation of cost on maintaining main road as per local authorities requirement. For the disposal of material, construction waste must be divided into two principal categories, namely physical and non-physical waste. Construction must ensure the garbage and construction clearance to be done twice a week and will be sent into landfill. In this project, waste added to be burned through incinerator.
Hi, my name is Cik Sally Diana. I represent about Project Implementation Manual for Organization Structure, Health and Safety, Environmental Management and Quality Management Plan. During pre-tender, it is important to prepare and provide project administration management system comprises of organization structure, health and safety, environmental management and quality management plan. In our organization, position of Managing Director is held by Kong Bong Hyong and Executive Manager held by Muhammad Khalid Fuan. For other departments listed as Administration Department, Contract Department, Purchasing and Store Department, Safety, Security and Health Department, Quality Assurance Department and Planning Department. Project Implementation Manual S.A.W Construction Sdn Bhd shall implement a comprehensive project quality plan (PQP) to cover all necessary aspects of the work from project planning through to construction and the handing over to the employer, as well till the end of the deferred liability period. It is to ensure all the material and work are compliant to the specification, drawing and relevant standard and code of practice. While health and safety management required for organization to plan and control the risk, Besides, the purpose of health and safety management are to identify hazards at the place of work, to develop a safe system of work, to formulate a safety operating procedure, and to minimize the exposure to risk of all employees. It is based on process of hierarchy to identify all the factors that may cause harm to employees. This procedure applies to all employees of the S.A.W Construction Sdn Bhd. Next, the implementation of an environmental management should be complied during the construction stage as it is required and stated in the DEIA approval condition. It is include the preparation of environmental management plan (EMP), monitoring study data, and monitoring for air quality, water quality, noise measurement, and vibration measurement. The importance of EMP to ensure that the management system requirements are planned, implemented, and maintained during the construction and operation stage in accordance with the regulation drawn by the relevant authority. For all the project implementation manual, we have prepared those policies like quality policy, safety policy, and environmental policy. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Khalid Fuad, and now I will explain the construction method statement and resources requirements schedule.
Okay, now I will present about the method statement of our project. For method statement, we focus on the several items, such as the first one is the purpose of the scope. We need to identify the purpose of each work, and then we need to identify the responsibilities of this work. Then we need to determine the material that will be used for the construction and deployment of equipment. Here, we need to ensure that our deployment of equipment is sufficient to ensure the project will be completed based on the planning. And then we need to pay attention to the health, safety, and environment that we need to obey or comply to the authority regulation, to the law, and so on. Method statement also show how we use our machinery and labor for the each work. And here we will determine our method of construction to ensure that work is done based on the instruction. Okay, now I will continue my presentation about the resources requirement schedule. In this part, we need to focus on work scope, material, and quantity. So we need to identify this from the BQ that prepared in tender. So we need to use our resources wisely and properly. For the example, first we need to provide the machinery for allowing the labor to carry out their work, and we need to determine the total number of workers for each work. And from the productivity rates, we will get the duration for each work and the total duration that we've got will determine the duration for the entire project. As we know, we need to pay attention about the resources usage, because the resources usage can be influence our loss or our profit. So we need to use it wisely.
Good day, I'm Waishan from S.A.W Construction Sdn Bhd. It's my turn now. I would like to explain our project value. When we talk about the project values, it's always related to the view of quantity. How I view in the view of quantity? Of course, it needs the rate. I had obtained the view of quantity of Similar's previous 2019 KL project from contractor, consultant, and JKR rate. After I obtained those rates, I compared the rate to achieve the lowest contract sum in order to bid the tender successfully. Regarding our project values, our contract sum is around 55 million. For the demolition work of the 13 units double-story terrace houses, is around 56,000 ringgit, while for the new buildings of that is around 2 million. For Bollingwood of 203 units terrace is around 3.5 million. For new building work, the cost per GFA is 1,600 ringgit per meter square. The ratification work for 119 unit terrace account for 41% of the total contract sum, that is 22.5 million. Hence, we have concluded that the ratification work is a major part of the contract, and we have to alert to as well as give extra attention to it. The mechanical and electrical work is around 11 million, that is the second major part of the total contract sum. Upgrading and strategy work is around 6.5 million, while the infrastructure work is around 3 million.
Nice to meet you. I'm Poon Hyung from S.A.W Construction Sdn Bhd. I will explain the master program of double-story terrace house for you. As you see, the total duration of project will be 347 days, exclude preliminary of project. 1 year duration is distributed for work include rectification, upgrading and strengthening work for 190 unit existing building, in addition with demolition and reconstruction 13 unit of new building. In master program, we have arranged the layout of schedule by activity instead of types of building. This decision has enhanced the consciousness of schedule, which result from duplicate activity from different type of building. At the foremost of schedule, we will commence the project by demolish bulkhead for 13 unit existing building, following by reconstruction of new bulkhead for new building and micro pile for existing building. As a concern of this project, the work for 4 unit mock-up will commence from March 2020 and end in April 2020. Activity of mock-up unit will start after reconstruction of bulkhead. It is include rectification and upgrading work. On the other hand, we will start to allocate resources for 13 unit new building construction simultaneously with mock-up unit at March 2020. The work for new building construction will commence from March 2020 and end in January of next year. The work for new building generally include earthwork, structure work, and architectural work. New building work is another major work of project after rectification work. Rectification work are the top major work of the project. The duration of rectification work will start from March 2020 until April 2021. The common state of this work will after mock-up unit start and work simultaneously with new building work. Resources for architectural work will be high demand in this period due to the work majorly involved with architectural work. In the project planning, the duration for patching work of existing building will stay from May 2020 until June 2020. First activity of patching work will start after the rectification work start. It is involved with resources for concrete grouting work. Duration allocated for mechanical and electrical work will be on July 2020 until October 2020. The work will start after new building work start to do architectural work. After the new building work and rectification work, infrastructure is another major work of this project. Duration for infrastructure work start from February 2020 until December of 2020. Resources are launched to work simultaneously after the outside work of new building and rectification work start. I have done explain the entire project schedule to you. My colleague will explain the following part in a minute.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Najwa binti Sukri, and now we will go through the risk assessment strategy developed by our company. Basically, we manage risk by following 5 important processes, which is risk identification, risk analysis, risk response control, and lastly, risk documentation. Our assessment process starts with the risk identification, where we identify any possible problems that may affect the projects and prevent our team from achieving our objective. In this process, each team needs to assess the key areas of risk and decide strategy to minimize the consequence from the risk. The common risk area that we managed to identify so far are tender risk, documentation risk, and lastly, environmental risk. After risk has been identified, we will do risk analysis to estimate the likelihoods of the risk on our project. For this purpose, we will use risk assessment metrics for our analysis, where the risk will be categorized in 4 levels, which is low, medium, high, and extreme. The next step after analysis is risk response. Risk response is for the risks that we identify affecting the project the most. Some actions will be taken as a response to minimize the negative impacts of the risk on our projects. The response that can be taken include: Number 1, avoidance, where the risk will be eliminated. Number 2, transfer, where the risk remains but transfer to other team. Number 3, mitigation, where we work on reducing the probability of occurrence. And number 4, acceptance, where we are ready to face the consequence from the risk as our last resource for the problems. During executions of the project, risk response control will be initiated, where we will do regular monitoring and controlling of the risk. Each project team need to monitor and control the resolution of the risk, as well as take any corrective action if needed. In construction process, new information and risks may be appear. Thus, risk management process need to be carried out and kept up to date, as changes might be occurred. Lastly, the identified risk shall be documented by each team, and the detail of the risk must be described as detailed as possible for reference for future projects. Thank you.
I've conducted site visit and prepared site visit report. We also prepare site requirement as per client requirement, such as provide holding, temporary access, site office accommodation, and others. For this project, we also prepare project implementation manual, such as project quality plan, environment management plan, safety and health plan, as well as quality assurance plan. We also prepare method statement to ensure the work are carried out in safe and efficient manner. The resource requirement schedule is also prepared by indicating the labor, plant and machinery, as well as productivity, rate and duration. Our project value is around 55 million, while our project duration is 347 days. There are contractor risks identified through the risk management process that are risk identification, risk analysis, risk response control, and risk documentation.
Well done and congratulations. You have get the project successfully.